Welcome to the hood. It's Hood Commentary with your homeboy, the Sportsmane. This is being brought to you by special sponsors, Drippy Whips Inc. Win with us or watch us win. And by Artistic Music Group, where real lyrics matter. Hey, Sportsmane, you know how the game go.
What's poppin', man? I'm the Sportsmane. This is Hood Commentary where the game is trill and it's never the ordinary. What the fuck's poppin' with y'all in on this Friday morning, Friday evening, whatever time you watching this content, man. It's a packed show for y'all today. And we're gonna get straight into it, man. And like every show, we start every show off with the Raider content, with the Raider news. And we're going to start off with the Raiders meeting with Fernando Mendoza at the NFL Combine. Now, him at the Combine, we already know what to expect. Polish, button up, all the right answers, does all the right things. Well, yesterday they talked to him and he was talking about he's very competitive, and he talks about how he studied the Tom Brady book and how everything he does is about perfection. He's a cerebral type of guy. Now, when I hear all these answers I hear from Mendoza consistently on the daily basis, it tells me one thing. It's going to be very, very hard for the Raiders to keep him out the facility. It's going to be very, very hard for the Raiders not to start this young man. And he's going to do everything he can in his power, for sure, to get on the field day one. Guaranteed. He's going to be in there studying like a motherfucker. And he said, whatever Tom Brady wants me to do, wants me to get better at, I'm going to get better at. So I think we already know what to expect from Fernando Mendoza. Is he's going to be dedicated. And like I say, man, he's going to be ready week one. Week one, he's going to be ready. I don't think they're going to play in week one from what I've been hearing, from the way that Spytek's been talking, the way that Brady talks. But I believe Fernando Mendoza is going to do every single thing he can. Every single thing he can to be a day one starter, for sure. We also met up with his teammate. D'Angelo Pons. I checked out D'Angelo Pons. I was watching Fernando Mendoza since about week 7, week 8 of the Ohio State season. And a guy that jumped out on the screen on the defense was D'Angelo Pons. He's their number one corner. He's put on tape from Ohio State. He's one guarding all the top receivers on all these teams. Except for Ohio State got Jeremiah Smith and they got Tate. But he was guarding Tate. He was covering Tate. Held Tate to 45 yards in the championship. Gave up a touchdown, but he held him to 45 yards. And when you look at D'Angelo Pons over the last 2 seasons, he's had a 91 PFF grade. A 91 PFF grade over the last 2 seasons. So he's been locking shit down. And when you look at what the Raiders need, we need corners bad, man. We need corners bad, whether we get a veteran or we get a rookie. Now, we already see that Spytek is talking to Eric Stokes. Stokes is talking to Spytek. They want to come together. So that contract's going to happen. I like what Stokes did last season, but you got to pair him with another corner. Give me D'Angelo Pons as a day one starter. He's a shutdown guy. He's only about 5'10". He's not these new corners who are like 6'1", 6'3" and shit. But he's 5'10", but he's locked down. If you watch Indiana play, you can't ignore what you see when you see D'Angelo Pons, man. He's got that scrappiness. He knows how to get in front of the ball. He knows how to read the routes. He does everything right. Now, unfortunately for the Raiders, he's projected to go in the first round or early second round. Now, we already know in the first round we're taking Fernando Mendoza. We already know that. The second round, it's where it gets tricky for the Raiders, because if Caleb Lemieux's there, or Lemo, my bad, man, I don't want to say his name wrong, from Utah, the offensive lineman, I think we probably take him. But if he's not there, now you're looking at maybe a linebacker, maybe you're looking at D'Angelo Pons. It's a lot of weapons over there that's coming out the draft that people aren't really talking about, but the Raiders need a lot of these motherfuckers. So I'm hoping they can get their hands on D'Angelo Pons, man, because that shit would be major for the Raiders, man. So let's see how this fucking draft unfolds, man. See how this shit unfolds. Now, we all know, man, as Raider fans, this fucking offensive line was a problem last year. Problem last year. And DJ Glaze. Yeah, right tackle DJ Glaze. A lot of y'all was like, man, DJ Glaze is trash. Fuck DJ Glaze. I'm like, hold on, man. That's not what y'all said this rookie season. It's rookie season. It's rookie season, DJ Glaze. I got it written down right here. He had a 66 PFF grade. 66 overall PFF grade with a running block grade of 78. Balling. Day one starter. He gave up 5 sacks. That's not bad for a guy who don't know what he's doing yet. He's just thrown on the field. Because he wasn't drafted to be a starter. He just beat everybody out. And he ended up being the starting right tackle. So when you look at what happened last season, you got to give DJ Glaze the benefit of the doubt, Raider Nation. You got to. Because look at it, man. We had trash-ass Brendan Carroll come in there who didn't know what the fuck he was doing. First thing he wanted to do was rotate guys around and put them in the wrong places. They had the offensive line wasn't on the same page with Chip Kelly. None of this shit matched. Nothing made any sense from day one of camp to the last game of the season. Nothing made any sense. So when I see what happened to DJ Glaze, he went from 5 sacks as a rookie. This is as a rookie. From 5 sacks as a rookie, 69 PFF, 66 PFF grade, to the next season, a 58 run block PFF grade. He still had a 66 overall passing grade, but gave up 10 sacks. How the fuck you go from 5 sacks to 10 sacks in just 1 year? It make you sit back and you think. Fucking Brendan Carroll, that's how. It's real easy when you look at the shit, man. When you put it in perspective, you gotta give DJ Glaze the benefit of the doubt. I think he was solid in the running game last year in 2024 as a rookie. He was solid in the passing game. You can put him out there against the. Of course, you're gonna struggle against the Khalil Macks and you're gonna struggle against the Joey Bosa's. I mean, shit. What linemen don't, right? Even Penei Sewell and all them, they struggle against these type of guys. But DJ Glaze this season, he struggled against any fucking outside edge rusher. Anybody could have got through this season. And I don't blame DJ Glaze for that. I gotta blame Brendan Carroll, Pete Carroll, and that trash ass regime, period. Because that shit was trash and they completely fucked the Raiders over, man. I'm still mad about that shit. I'm still mad they put fucking JPJ at guard and a guard at center and a center at guard. All this old weird shit that don't make sense. I'm still mad about that shit. Because that shit cost us a season. That's why I give Ashton Jeanty a lot more props than what a lot of people give him, because that whole offensive line, the whole offensive game plan, that whole shit was whacked out. It was whacked out. Motherfuckers was saying that Chip Kelly was calling plays that wasn't even on the fucking play sheet. What the fuck was he doing? So you got to give this offensive line some grace. Now, who you can't give grace to is that center that they try to start. Putnick or whatever the fuck his name is, trash. I don't want to hear it. Meredith at center, trash. I don't want to fucking hear that either. There's no grace there. But there's grace given to DJ Glaze for sure. And I think that, and we also seen how long it took them to play Caleb Rogers. Are we fucking kidding? Are you fucking kidding me? Caleb Rogers looked to be the best right guard that we had. He played very well at right guard. So just let you know, man, that whole shit we had last year was fucking twisted like a pretzel. And you got to give DJ Glaze the benefit of the doubt. You got to give that whole offensive line the benefit of the doubt, period, man. You got to, if you're being honest. And this is a touchy, I ain't gonna say a touchy, but this is a subject I know a lot of Raider fans is gonna agree and disagree on, because a lot of y'all is not happy with Tyree Wilson. I'm gonna tell you, like, look, Tyree Wilson right now, his 5th-year option is coming up. The Raiders got till May 1st, I believe, to either pick up that 5th-year option or to let him go ahead and go into his last season as a Raider this year. Now, I sit back and I say, should they pick it up? I think they should. When you look at all the different things he's been through as a young player, he went through the fucking Josh McPuss regime. He went through fucking all kinds of shit. Antonio Pierce, he went through fucking Pete Carroll, went through a bunch of different shit. This 3-4 just might work out for him because he's tall, he's long, he's pretty fast, pause, all of that. So to me, I'm giving Tyree Wilson the fifth-year option? What's it gonna hurt you? What you gonna do? Let him go right now so he can go to the Buffalo Bills and they find a way to unlock him so he can go to the New England fucking Patriots, God forbid, with trash ass Josh McPuss and they unlock him? That's that's who they're waiting on. You know that for sure. Josh McPuss is saying, if I can get Tyree Wilson, I'm gonna get him. Because if you look over there in New England, they got all our fucking Raider players over there. Robert Spillane over there. They got Chason over there. They got Epps over there. They taking these players that Josh McPuss had something to do with that came over to Las Vegas that he had his hands on. So to me, if the Raiders don't pick up that fifth-year option, it's a real possibility that he ends up a fucking Patriot. And I don't want to see that shit. And when you look at the production of him last season, I think last season he ended up with 4.5 sacks. It's not mind blowing. It ain't fucking blowing your mind. But when he made plays, he made some plays. But I think it's about putting guys in the right position. Like they had him at defensive tackle, then they put him at the edge, then they put him here. They didn't know really what to do with it. But in the 3-4 defense, he can truly be a hybrid player. He can be a defensive end, or he can be an outside linebacker and blitz off the edge. They don't know what's really going on. That's the whole thing about a 3-4 defense is you don't know who's coming, you don't know who's staying, you don't know what's really going on. So I think Tyree Wilson might finally be into the situation that he need to really grow and show what he can do. Now, I'm like the rest of y'all. When he first got drafted, it wasn't nothing personal towards Tyree Wilson. But when he first got drafted, he got drafted a little too early. I wanted Jalen Carter. This is really what people held against Tyree Wilson. It's not his fault he got drafted instead of Jalen Carter. But that's what we wanted, and that was the expectation. But he was coming off the Liz Frank injury. He had to struggle. He couldn't get on the field for a while. So a lot of shit was stacked up against him, and a lot of people held that against him. But over time, man, you see him make some plays. But at the end of the day, it comes into placement, where the defensive coordinator puts you. And he's going to be there with Rob Leonard. Rob Leonard been working with Tyree Wilson since he's been drafted. So he knows his strengths, his weaknesses. Unlike Pete Carroll, just fucking have him doing any and everything. He didn't know what to do with Tyree Wilson at all. I think that Rob Leonard will know exactly what to do with Tyree Wilson in a 3-4 defense. I think he flourishes this season. This is his last chance. This is his last chance. He don't got to get 10 sacks, but it'd be beautiful if he did. But this is his last chance to really stay in the silver and black. But he has to produce. He has to produce. Because they're going to let a guy like Malcolm Kuntz, he's got to go. You can't bring Malcolm Kuntz back. I hate that he fucked his ACL up because he was becoming a real beast. But that's a guy you can't bring back. So if you're not bringing back Malcolm Kuntz, that's another opportunity for Tyree Wilson to step up in that role and see what he can do, along with Charles Snowden if they bring him back. That's one of my favorite guys. I've been a fan of Charles Snowden since the preseason of his rookie season. So we're going to see how it all works out, but I'm in favor of bringing Tyree Wilson back on a fifth-year option, man. What y'all think about it, man? Let me know in the comments, man. Let me know. Now, you talk about controversial. Raider Nation. Henry Ruggs. Let's take a look back, man. Henry Ruggs drafted in the first round. Same draft class as CeeDee Lamb. Same draft class as, I think, was it Devontae Smith? I believe it was. He came out in a draft class of real weapons. We know the mistake he made. John Gruden gets fired. They don't have that discipline to hold guys accountable. He goes out, does some dumb bullshit, fucks up somebody's life, takes somebody's life, fucks up his life. But the NFL is all about second chances, right? That's what they say. That's what I heard. They're all about second chances. And when you look around into the past, Branch, y'all remember Branch played for the New England Patriots with Tom Brady, won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. He had a manslaughter case where he ran over an old man while he was in his Bentley or some crazy shit. He was suspended, all of that, but guess what? He had a chance to come back to the league and prove what he can do and put that behind him. Paid the family, did what he had to do. I ain't saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. But at the end of the day, you got to let the justice system do what it does. And right now, the justice system is saying that Henry Ruggs is going to be out on parole in August. And being that he's 26, being that he's running a 4.2, being that he hasn't been hit, no physical wear and tear on his body for the past, 3 years, 4 years, however long it's been now. Was that 2020 season? It's been about 3, 4 years, no wear and tear on his body. I think, well, I ain't gonna say I think, I know someone's gonna bring Henry Ruggs back. Someone's gonna kick the tires on Henry Ruggs and give him a chance. And my thing is, if anybody's gonna do it, why not the Raiders, man? Why not the Raiders? I mean, what's the chances of him doing the same thing twice? I think it's pretty slim. When Henry Ruggs lost everything, he lost everything. He was taking care of his entire family out in Las Vegas. His whole family. They all went out to Las Vegas. They all was dependent on him. And this is the reason that, if y'all ever seen that interview, this is the reason that Josh Jacobs was so mad about this shit. Because he was like, man, how the fuck y'all let the one taking care of everybody go through some dumbass shit? He a grown man, but at the end of the day, they know what was at stake. And Henry Ruggs, he lost everything. And if you watched him in any of these interviews, you can see he's remorseful. He understands he did wrong. He's doing his time. He's doing everything that has to be done. He lost all those millions. The Raiders had to take the millions back from him. So my thing is, once he's available for parole in August, the Raiders should invite him to camp. Because I guarantee you this, whatever team invites Henry Ruggs to the camp first, he's going to make that team. Because speed kills, it's the NFL, and he was a first-round pick for a reason. He's a young weapon. And like I said, I understand he fucked up the lady, he fucked up the dog, I get it, he fucked up. But like I said before, though, the NFL is supposed to be about second chances, so we can't hold this one against Henry Ruggs. Not this one. Now, I was checking this shit out the other day. I was like, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The Minnesota Vikings wonder why they keep getting in fucked up situations. So the Indianapolis Colts, man, you already know what they did. They hired Anthony Richardson, not hired him. They drafted Anthony Richardson. They drafted him when he was too young. He only played about 12 games. That's why you got to let quarterbacks play some years before you draft him. At least 2 years. And he wasn't ready. He wasn't not just ready. He was terrible. He was horrible. He was trash. So what they told him, I mean, Daniel Jones came and took his job. You believe that? Daniel Jones. Got to give Daniel Jones credit, though. He did ball out last season. But they told Anthony Richardson, look, bro, you can go seek a trade. Go talk to people and see what they think about you and see if you can get a job. So what he ended up doing is talking to some teams, and the Minnesota Vikings become one of the teams that's interested. Now, I hear about this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why the fuck would you be interested if you're the Minnesota Vikings in Anthony Richardson? You have J.J. McCarthy. You ain't learned from that? I just don't understand. J.J. McCarthy is fucking Joe Montana compared to fucking Anthony Richardson right now. No shade on Anthony Richardson, man, because I wanted him to be a Raider at one point. No shame on that. No shade on Richardson. But if you're the Minnesota Vikings and you're thinking about bringing in Anthony Richardson, you asking for it. You know what you're asking for? You're asking for Justin Jefferson to request a trade by week 6. You're asking for all of these young weapons you got on offense to want to get the fuck up out of there. Nail it. Who's the other one? I forgot the other receiver, but they got weapons over there. They don't want Anthony Richardson to come over there, man. They don't want that. So to me, that'd be a huge mistake made by the Minnesota Vikings if they do that. Now, I'm on record already as saying the best quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings to bring in, if you're not going to bring in like a Malik Willis or something like that, the best quarterback they need to bring in is Derek Carr. Derek Carr fits there. Big arm, deep ball thrower. He fits in with Justin Jefferson. He'll make all of them receivers happy. You bring in Anthony Richardson, it's going to be miserable. Everyone's going to be mad as fuck. And you're going to have Richardson on the sideline, McCarthy on the sideline, and that no-name quarterback starting. That's a recipe for disaster. And then you're going to end up with a top 5 pick next year. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what the Vikings want. Maybe they want a top 5 pick. I don't fucking know. Maybe that's what they want. Because if they get Anthony Richardson, the Minnesota Vikings, for sure, will be picking in the top 5 in the NFL draft, and Justin Jefferson is going to want the fuck out of Minnesota. So they better think twice, like Michael Jackson said, and don't bring in Anthony Richardson or they're going to fuck themselves over, man. Real talk. We've been keeping up with this Dallas Cowboys situation. Well, I know I've been keeping up with this situation. And some of y'all saying, why you give a fuck about the Cowboys, man? You're a Raider fan. Yeah, I'm a Raider fan, but you know what? I'm pro player, man. I'm a fan of players in the league. Just like I'm a fan of NBA players in the league, whether they're on the Lakers or not. I'm a fan of baseball players in the league, whether they're on the Yankees or not. I'm just a fan of players. And they announced today that George Pickens officially franchise tagged. I said when I first heard they was going to franchise tag him, I said, I don't like this, man. I don't like this at all. He got traded from Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh quarterback situation was trash, and he got frustrated there. He went to Dallas, had a better season than CeeDee Lamb. I think he was the best receiver last year besides Jackson and Jigma. So that was essentially the prove it deal season, the prove it season for me. And Pickens balled the fuck out. 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. I don't know how many first downs he got, but he just couldn't be covered. I know one thing, when he came to Las Vegas, he had a huge ass game against the Raiders. But shit, who didn't have a huge game against the Raiders? But Pickens balled the fuck out. And to me, you just sending the wrong signal if you're Dallas, man. Jerry Jones got to stop doing this shit. These are your favorite players. These are your impact guys. Just get them signed. Just get them signed. Because when you look at it, giving Pickens this 1-year contract on the franchise tag is going to cost the team $27 million straight up. Straight up $27 million just for this year. If they were to sign him to a long-term deal, maybe give him $31, $32 million a year, he probably not going to turn that down. You give him about $31, $32 million a year with, I don't know, $100 million guaranteed, you actually going to open up cap space. It says here that they're going to save about $16 million, add about $16 million onto the cap because you can take that contract and you can take some of that money and you can backload it. You don't got to give all that money up front. You can backload shit. That way you can have an out in the contract. So for them to franchise tag Pickens and piss him off, it doesn't really make sense. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't expect to see Pickens at no training camp. Don't expect to see Pickens at no mini camp. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't be there either. What am I going to be there for? For what? So he's going to be mad. He's going to be disgruntled. It just don't make any sense to me. And the Cowboys should have did the right thing and just give him his contract. But it's not too late. They can still franchise him and get that deal done before the season starts. That's what they need to do. You need to do that. You got to take care of your guys, man. They did the same thing to Dak Prescott. They did the same thing to Micah Parsons. Same thing to CeeDee Lamb. Stop that shit. Stop that shit. Get the young man signed. He deserve it. He's a weapon. I don't want to hear shit about no fucking prove it deal. He fucking proved it last season as a top tier number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. And if that's what y'all don't want to do, then sign him and trade him. Sign him and trade him then. Shit, we'll take him in Las Vegas. Now I'm going to end this fucking show with the Lakers, man. This is the last topic of the day. The Lakers last night went down to the hapless Phoenix Suns. No Devin Booker. No Brooks. And the Lakers went to Phoenix and gave up big points to fucking the Phoenix Suns. This shit made absolutely no sense. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to get the exact numbers that they gave up to a couple good role players. But these guys, at the end of the day, they're role players. And they look like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I bullshit you not. And this is the problem with the Lakers. Here it is right here. They give up 21 to Gillespie. He hit 6 threes. 6 threes. Get the fuck out on the perimeter and play defense. So he was balling out. Grayson Allen. He hit 6 threes. Where the fuck is the defense? Where's the defense? And when you watch that game, you see late closeouts. You see Jake LaRavia on the late closeout. You see Luka Don getting crossed, 3-point. You see Slim Shady crossed, 3-point. The Lakers got a lot to figure out, man. They got a lot to figure out. When I look at this team, this shit pisses me off because you got some decent offense. You got DeAndre Ayton. You brought him there for a reason. When they feed DeAndre Ayton and he gets a double-double, the Lakers look way better. But the problem is J.J. Redick wants to do all this spacing for the shooters. That's all he wants to do. You shoot, you shoot, you shoot. And DeAndre Ayton just ends up standing there. He stands there. Now, when I look at that game last night, that shit was a signal to what's coming in the future. That's what's coming in the future. Is Slim Shady, one of my favorite Laker players, man. He is fucking on his last year of his contract because he turned down like 80 million because he wants to get the $250 million max. If you're the Lakers, it's no way in fucking hell you can give Slim Shady the max and have Luka the Don and say, these are our top tier chip guys. We're gonna build around these guys. Won't work, won't work, won't fucking work. Not the way they run this shit right now. Because when you look at the numbers, Luka's giving up like 48% when people are fucking going at him. Slim Shady, he giving up around the same percent when people are going at him. You got to have two-way players in the NBA. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, two-way players. You got to have two-way players, man. And Slim Shady is not a good defender. He tries, but he's not a good defender. And fucking Luka don't even try. Luka don't even fucking try to play defense. He go down there, think he get fouled, and just cries to the ref. Meanwhile, they go down there and they pop a three. This is consistent. This is consistently what's going on in LA. And it's being maxed right now only to some. Real Laker fans are watching this shit and understanding what's happening. The LeBron James haters are blaming everything on LeBron, no matter if he's the most efficient player or anything going on. Right now, he's at his lowest usage in his NBA career. Luka's at his highest usage, but they still blame everything on LeBron James. But this makes me think, like, what are they going to do in the future? And it makes me think about J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick, feed your big man. Feed your fucking big man. How about a little inside out? How about some pick and roll action? How about setting the pick and let DeAndre come up for a lob? How about throwing the ball in the post? Something's got to change because we can't run around jacking up threes when we can't get no stops on defense. No stops on defense. So this is telling me the Lakers need to reevaluate this J.J. Redick situation. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. I know he got extended. He got extended way too early, if you ask me. But this is J.J. Redick's system. When you have players not giving real effort on defense, guess who's to blame for that? It's the coach and the coaching system. This is what he wants. But now he's telling guys who he told them before, don't worry about defense, to go play defense. And that's why I think at the end of the season, no matter what happens, the Lakers need to reevaluate this J.J. Redick situation. Now, it's a coach that I wanted to come to L.A. before J.J. Redick came there. Well, I ain't going to say before he came there. He was already coaching. Once I heard he got fired, I'm like, damn, I wish we had him. It's Tom Thibodeau. You bring in Tom Thibodeau to Los Angeles with Luka Doncic. He has his best offensive player, and he's going to make his ass play defense. They're going to get defensive players. And that's why I'm thinking the best thing for the Lakers to do, I hate to say it, but I think it's the right thing to do. I think they need to do a sign and trade with Slim Shady at the end of the season. Give him a sign, trade him to a team, and get about 3 players for Slim Shady. Get 3 players for Slim Shady that can help Luka Doncic. Because if you think you're going to try Luka and Slim Shady out there and think you're going to fucking get to a championship, that's not going to happen. These guys play zero defense. It's so bad that 41-year-old LeBron James plays better defense than both of these guys who are 26 years old. They're in fucking trouble, man. They're in fucking trouble. That has to be fixed. But to me, it all starts at the top, and I think it's J.J. Redick, man. I think they need to really evaluate this J.J. Redick situation. Me, myself, I would fucking fire J.J. Redick. I would keep the staff, and I would bring in Tom Thibodeau because you got Scotty Brooks. You got, what's his name? Trailblazers old coach. I forgot a lot of these guys' names, but the Lakers have a real good coaching staff. But J.J. Redick is not it, man. These players play zero defense. And like I said, you have to me, you got to do a sign and trade with Slim Shady and get as many players as you can to help this team, or else it's not going to be good. And the Lakers is not going to be looking any better. And we're just going to get more and more upset for sure. Because this shit is not looking good. Not looking good at all. That's the buzzer, y'all. That's the buzzer, man. And y'all know what that means. It is officially game time, y'all. I appreciate everybody checking in, chiming in, man. And make sure, man, hit this like button for your boy. Hit this subscribe button for me, man. Share this to your mama and them. Let your friends know, man, it's a different sports show on TV right now on YouTube, man. We bringing it raw. Talking about different teams, not just the Raiders or the Lakers, bringing up Cowboys, whatever teams, man. It's just a mixture of teams. We just talking sports, man. We just talking sports. I'm the sports man. This is Hood Commentary, and this is what we doing, man. This is what we doing Monday through Friday. Tap in with your boy. I appreciate all y'all who fuck with me. Y'all know who y'all are, man. But like I said, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and let's keep this shit going, man. The Sportsman, Hood Commentary, where the game is trill and it's never the ordinary. And I'm out this bitch, y'all.
We are the future, the past, but still present. Salute to the gods, it's still relevant. Up against the odds, we still sharing gifts. And we don't care if you mad, just keep throwing fit.
Up and down 6-4, life is tougher than steel toes. Look like you headed for death, that's what you in for. You getting put up the set like Steve Wilkos. The police trying to dim in my light, but I'ma still glow. The rope that grew from the concrete, I'ma still grow. Just put this red dot on your knot, but I'ma still go. But I got some shit on my mind, well let it spill, bro. My mama said I'm ballin' with a rhyme, but I keep it real though. But I only spit about the truth. When you see me and I get loose when I'm stepping inside the booth. But the difference between me and you is I'm trill about what I do. And like Biggie, I get the loot or I cock it back, aim and shoot. I'm kamikaze in the Maserati, meaning you going out with me like suicide bombings. This is live on prime time on hard copy. You can spend a lifetime trying to copy MCs with a lot.